Hey guys, my name is Trinity and I am a visual artist and I specialize in painting and drawing. And today I'm going to share with you my top favorite supplies that I use to create all of my pieces. This video is for those who are trying to get into acrylic and oil paints. The links to all of the products mentioned will be in the description below. Now let's get into the video. Starting with Liquitex. So I love this brand because it is affordable and I usually just use this to tone my canvas and to start my underpaintings. If you look on the back of any of your paints, it should tell you the light fastness and the opacity level. For example, the light fastness on Liquitex Basics is a 1. That means that this color will resist fading a lot better. You can also see that the opaque level is filled in with the box. That means that it is fully opaque. I'd highly recommend this brand to anyone starting out. Now moving on to my all-time favorite, this is Golden. So they have two types of acrylics, but I use their thicker version. And I love this brand because they have a very high pigment load, especially compared to Liquitex. I've used this brand in almost all of my pieces. I do recommend these to anyone who already understands the basic principles of painting because these are not cheap, okay? I bought mine originally in a pack of 8 from Blitz website, so I can put that link in the description if you want to check that out. Okay, now we're on Winsor Newton. So I really only use these two colors, black and white, because they offer big tubes and they are very affordable. I'm gonna be honest, their pigment load isn't the best, but it's really good for neutral tones. Now we're back to Liquitex, but this one is the heavy body version. This one is also one of my go-tos. It has a very thick consistency, but a lot of color comes through this one. These are moderately priced, so I do recommend y'all giving this a try. Let me know if you have in the comments, and let's keep it rolling. Now let's talk about acrylic mediums. So right now I have Liquitex Varnish in my hands. I have a lot of these. I have the gloss, matte, and the satin. It's really nice to finish your piece off as well as protect it from the different debris. And please don't be like me and try to use it on your oil paintings. It's gonna mess it up. Next thing I have is paint retarder. So this just helps to slow down your acrylic paint's drying time. And this modernly paste, and I honestly get any brand. It just helps you to build up form, textures, whatever you want within your paintings. So I've recently started getting more into oil paint, and by far this brand right here, yeah, tap in because it's the best one I found so far. Pigment load is immaculate, quality is 100. Again, I ordered my pack from Blick just so I can understand the basics and have all the necessary colors that I need. Really loving oils because you can blend however long you want until you get that flawless gradient, okay? It can be challenging and a bit tricky if you're new with oil paints, but once you have that foundation, trust me, you'll love it. So let me know if y'all want a quick tutorial on oil paintings. On to oil paint mediums. So Galkide or Galkid, I don't know how you say this, but I always use Gambling brands for any mediums that I use. If you don't know, this basically just helps to speed up the drying time of your paint. And then linseed oil right here does the complete opposite. I like to put mine in an eyedropper bottle just so it's easy to apply. If you're working with oils, you'll definitely need some Gamsol. Some people prefer turpentine, but turpentine has a very strong scent and you'll definitely need some adequate ventilation. Still, with working with oil paints, just make sure you're in a ventilated room. Last medium, we have varnish. So I have 3, of course, satin, matte, and shine. Again, it's great to seal your paintings off with and to make the colors pop more. Usually it takes oil paintings a while to dry, usually like a year or a little bit less than that. But with this brand, you can apply it once it's dry to the touch. Always be careful when you're applying a varnish to your painting, especially if it isn't fully dry, because you do not want to disturb the layers underneath. That will cause smudging and we don't want that. Canvas pads are really great to practice on because you don't have to go out your way and buy a whole pack of new canvases. I brought mine from Michael's for about $5 and it came with 10 pictures. Another great alternative would be canvas rolls, but that's really if you're working with the bigger project because you will get a lot more material. Okay, next we have up is the painting palette. And I like to use this because I don't really like to mess up my palettes. So this is just easier for me to, pick the paint off once it's dry. And this has surprisingly lasts me, I believe, 3 years. This here will take me a little while to try to scrape all the paint off because it is glass, but this is also great to use as well because it's sturdy. I just took this from a frame in Dollar Tree and just used the glass part. And of course I brought some rags because I'm gonna make a mess. So I brought these from Amazon. They came in a good amount. They were only $7 and yeah, I'm gonna need a lot. My go-to brushes are my fluffy brushes, which is the one with the white hairs, and then the flat hair brushes. The fluffy brushes are really good for your oils when you're trying to blend out your tones, and then the flat hair brushes are just for general use. I literally use that for both oils and acrylics, so be like me if you want to. And again, I got these from Michaels or either Hobby Lobby, depending on who has the sale going on. Also, whenever you're cleaning your brushes, I just highly recommend using Dawn soap, not the pink soap stuff. Now, I am obsessed with this yogurt. I don't eat no other yogurt. Like, I am not a yogurt person at all. But when I do pick up this cup, better believe I'm using it for my paints. And this is the eyedroppers that I was talking about earlier that I use with my linseed oil. I tried to use it with the Gout Guide, but whenever I did, it would dry up. So I just recommend using it with any lean products. So this was a look into my favorite art supplies. I hope this helped you to figure out what art supplies you have available and what are the best ones for you. The supplies that I use will be in my description, so check that out if you want. Let me know if you're team acrylic or team oils, or maybe you're like me and indecisive. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for the next video.